So you may have a situation where you want to use a logo and apply it to your model somehow. So I've got a PNG file, could be JPEG or whatever, and I've used a converter, online free converter, to convert it to a DXF, which I've opened up into my Solid Edge draft. So what I need to do from this stage is to make sure that the lines are all endpoint connected, and to do this I can go to the relationship assistant, and if I click on here and go to options, I'm going to make sure that the dimensions placement is off, and geometry I just want to choose which ones I think are important. So depending on what you're doing, it could be just horizontal, vertical, key point connect, and a point on connect. So endpoint connection, point on, and horizontal, vertical. I haven't really got too much that is going to be tangential in this case. I'm not worried about equality either. So once you've done that, you then select the items that you want to create relationships for, and then click on the accept command, and that goes away and works through all of the lines, arcs, B-splines, whatever, to generate the relationships that you've requested. And in doing so, it gives us the ability to basically have closed shapes. Now, if I'm going to use this, I'm going to have a problem here because you've got an internal loop and here. So we'll have to modify it at, when it's finished, so that we've just got a little connection between here so that it's seen as a continual option. So now that that's finished, you can see that we've got a lot of elements on here. The scenario with the R here, we want to do on the D. So I can use, say, the extend to next on here, and then add another line in that just comes across here. Then I'll use the trim command and delete this area. So we've now got a closed shape. And then likewise on here, I can maybe come and create a line across there, and maybe another one across here. Doesn't really matter where you go as long as it's going to close the shape. And again, we'll use the trim, and we've now got that as one continual loop. The next thing is to sort of size it. So if I sort of place a line and come off these points here, place from there, pick up off the endpoint there, so I can see that it is 200.013 millimeters long. I only want it to be, say, 100. So basically what I can do is fence select it, go to the scale command, and I want it sort of smaller, so my scale needs to be 100, and put in the measurements that I measured it as. So that gives me pretty much a half scale. I want to make sure that the copy is off, and it doesn't really matter where I place it. So now I've got it to the size that I'm after. So I can go Control C to copy it, and then if I go to the place where I want to place that logo, I can create a tab. I'm working in ordered in this case, and I want to create a, so say 150 by 200. Let's say 300 by 200. And accept that. Specify the material thickness and place that. So I'm doing this in order just because it gives me an easier way of selecting the profile. So if we click on here, I can go paste, and I can put this, say, centrally up here. So now that I've created these sort of breaks in the text, I can then just go close, and that is going to see it as a single profile. I could create it as a separate sketch, but this is how we end up with a logo on a part. You can see that that's sort of comes through reasonably well, and hopefully this helps if ever you need to do something similar.